Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to December. It's Graeme Allan here, Regional Wealth Leader for the eastern part of Canada, and I am really happy and like to extend a really warm welcome to Walter Kordiuk. He is one of the RVPs at Empire Life, covering both investments and insurance, and it's not very often we get an RVP doing a presentation, so I'm looking forward to this one. I've known Walter for a long time. And I know we're going to get a different unique than just probably a plain wholesale and product perspective. So there's a depth of knowledge here and experience that's like really valued as well. Before I hand it over, a few words on the income products and the market in general. Your clients are always going to need income. It's just something that's never going to go away. The demographics and the changing in the demographics right now is that there's more and more people need income. More and more need the guarantee of that income stream going forward. We're dealing with people typically, if we're looking at the pure income side of this, people that are, they've got to the stage of life where they need the security. They can't have the worry around their money. Is their money going to last? And when it comes to that emotional component and the psychology behind it, they'll be a lot more happier. Your clients will be a lot more happier if they have those guarantees in place and they don't have to worry that they're going to lose lifestyle of their homes or whatever it may be. The unique thing here, obviously, with Empire is that there's an accumulation component as well, and Walter will address both of those. But I think as we're heading towards the end of the year now and entering into a new year, when you're looking at your client base, you're doing your identification for next year of those people that are going to be needing income or moving into that risk stage that's important to them when we've done the segmentation. This is something obviously that's going to really fit the bill and take the strain on the risk off your shoulders as far as providing income stream and knowing that your clients are going to be happy and have peace of mind. So with that, Walter, I'll hand over to you and looking forward to this presentation. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you, Graeme, and welcome everybody to Class Plus 3, Guaranteed Retirement Income for Life. Just a little bit of a sort of context before I get rolling. This product category has been around since about 2007, 2008. Many carriers entered this product category years ago. Many have exited as well. We entered this space in 2008, and this is now our third version, as the name suggests, Class Plus 3. And we continue to be very sort of supportive and encourage that advisors look at this product, and it's something which we feel is a great solution for clients' retirement income. And we're still very committed to this product, and certainly want to remain on the shelf for many years. So here's the agenda that I want to go through today. I'm actually going to add a quick sort of last minute a bullet point. So I'll go through sort of retirement planning trends and risks. I'm also going to jump in with sort of target market, who this product is most suitable for, who in your book of business should you be approaching on this. Following up on the trends and risks, I'll talk about Empire Life's Class Plus 3 and how this product sort of addresses those trends and risks that are out there that your clients have. I'll then go through a product overview. I'll do a few sort of case studies as well near the end, talk about how this product is sort of very well positioned in a RIF, then quickly go over some support materials that we have. Like Graeme mentioned, I'm the RVP for Ontario. The insurance and investments wholesalers report to me. Certainly, I urge you that if you want to dig a little bit deeper or have more in-depth discussions on this topic, please reach out to your local Empire investment wholesaler, and he or she will be able to talk to you about this and help you incorporate this into your practice. For those of you who are in the GTA, we originally asked Ian Kerr to deliver this, but he unfortunately is not available today. So Ian, if you haven't met him, is the GTA wholesaler for investments for Empire Life. So let's get rolling. Let's look at some sort of retirement trends and risks that are out there in the marketplace. Various surveys have been done, and I think we all can agree that most retirees want some guaranteed income for life. And a lot of industry experts certainly strongly suggest that each Canadian should have a portion of their retirement income in a vehicle that's guaranteed and payable for life. So those are two important words: guaranteed and payable for life. And certainly Class Plus can check off those two boxes. It really helps clients be more emotionally sort of stable in retirement. They know they're going to have some guarantees, and lets them enjoy their retirement. Also, about half people expect sort of lower standards of living in retirement than they have today. They're a little bit worried about how they're going to survive and pay the bills. So again, this certainty of the payment stream can ease those anxieties. So let's look at some retirement trends. For each one of these points, I had several sort of backup slides just with all sorts of charts and graphs. But just to keep things simple, I kind of hid those just to ensure some brevity in this presentation. But I think we all know is that some of these points are kind of obvious. We're getting older. Society is getting older. But I have, again, all sorts of charts that show if you're 65 today, you're going to have a pretty high chance to live till 80s or your 90s. So the population is certainly aging, and those seniors certainly need to plan their retirement well and have it structured properly. Sort of related to that is that our aging population will have more females. As we all know, females live longer than males. So again, many of them are single or widowed at those older ages. So again, having that guaranteed retirement stream is very important. There's also less income support from traditional sources. Most of us will obviously get some sort of government benefits, CPP and OAS, CPP to some degree, OAS as well. But the big factor for traditional sources is the scarcity of defined benefit pension plans. These were very common a decade or two ago, but they're becoming pretty scarce. And again, I'll talk about target markets in a moment, but one way to position this product with your clients is that you're essentially creating your own personal pension plan with this product, because it has a lot of features and benefits which pension plans have. So that's one quick sales tip on how to position this with clients, is that you're creating your own private pension plan. And also, there are a lot of retirement investments that are in the marketplace. There are a lot that certainly may or may not be working. So I guess this can be the foundation of a retirement plan. Also want to quickly add that for this product, and probably a lot of different products, we would very, very rarely recommend that a client put their entire nest egg into this product. This product has some great features, but if you want some liquidity, then certainly that's more important to most people. Certainly we should have some money set aside for some liquidity purposes as well. So those are some of the retirement trends we're seeing. Let's now look at some retirement risks that are out there in the marketplace. And again, all these risks can be addressed by having a guaranteed income stream like Class Plus can provide. Sort of related to my previous slide, there's longevity risk. There's real risk of outliving your retirement savings. So certainly having several sources of income that pay you for life is very important, because we're living longer. So the risk of running out of money is real. Even if you have a traditional RIF with the non-guaranteed investments, that could potentially erode pretty quickly. So longevity risk is certainly one of the things that we need to be worried about. Related to that, and this is certainly very relevant now, inflation risk. Boy, I think we can all agree everything costs more these days. It's kind of scary. Inflation certainly is very high, and it'll probably remain high for a little while. So having some inflation risk in your portfolio is very important. Market risk. Certainly, let's say you were retiring this year. The markets, as we all know, have not done very well this year. So if somebody's retiring this year, it's a bit of a disadvantage. Is that their retirement nest egg has certainly taken a hit. I think most investments are down to some degree this year. So that market risk is very prevalent, particularly relevant to those clients who are retiring now this year. Their timing wasn't good. It would have been better last year, but that's something which we can't control. And another important risk that we have in the marketplace is what we call sequence of returns risk. And this is very important when you're in the deaccumulation phase or starting to take income from your investments. When you're in the accumulation phase, the sequence of returns isn't as important. There's, again, I've hid some charts, but I can get them to you if you want them. There's a great chart that shows if you have like a 10-year period and 1 year you're plus 10%, then you're minus 12%, then you're plus 4, minus 20, then you have a rate of return, and then you reverse that, same numbers, but reverse it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter when you're in the accumulation phase, if you have good early returns or bad early returns. It is very important, though, in the deaccumulation phase, when you start drawing income, those negative early returns can really exhaust funds at an earlier age. So these are 4 very legitimate risks that are in the marketplace now for retirement planning, and certainly Class Plus can help alleviate those risks. Don't have a slide on it, but I also want to quickly touch on sort of the target market. Who in your book of business should you be approaching on this? Pretty simple. I think it's clients who are probably sort of the sweet spot, clients who are sort of mid-50s and above, clients where sort of retirement is sort of on the horizon, it's around the corner, or here now. So somebody where retirement is coming. Certainly, even more important are clients who don't have a pension plan. Most clients will have some sort of RSP saved. They're going to get their government benefits, but I would probably not put teachers or government workers as good target markets for this, because they have their nice fat pension plans in place. So they're going to have that guaranteed retirement income already there. But most people don't have that kind of pension plan. So again, in essence, we can create a pension plan sort of income stream with this kind of product. So that's sort of in general a target market for this. Again, mid-50s, retirement is around the corner. They don't have a pension plan. Let's put a portion of your retirement nest egg, Mr. or Mrs. Client, in this product so we have that guaranteed income stream in place regardless of how long you live. So that's a quick overview of target market. So let's now kind of switch into some of the sort of nuts and bolts of the product. With Class Plus, there's sort of 2 phases to it. There is the accumulation phase, and secondly, there's the payment phase. There's a deaccumulation phase. And again, overview first, the highlights, Class Plus, where it has guaranteed income for life, that sort of second half. The first half, the accumulation phase, you get a guaranteed 4% annual bonus every year. And depending on when you start taking income, certainly there'll be different payouts. And I'll have a chart coming up that shows the different guaranteed payouts depending on when you start taking income. This income base I'll get to in a moment. That's very important. You also have to choose funds for this product. We have several different funds to choose. I think about 15, 16 funds to choose from, including some which have about 80% equity options. And we have the various purchase fee options as well that you could use. Again, this product is also available on our Fast and Full investment app. Those of you who sell some of our insurance probably can acknowledge that we've been a real leader in our electronic applications. On the insurance side, 91% of our applications come in electronically. That number is a little bit lower on the investment side, but we certainly have this available on our electronic app. There's also death benefit and a maturity guarantees in place, and a income-based reset, which I'll get to in a sec. So again, so in the accumulation phase, some of the risks that we are addressing is that you're going to get a very specific and set 4% bonus when you're in that accumulation phase. When you're in the income phase, you will, depending on what age you start taking income, you will know exactly what the percentage will be at whatever age you start at. And that income could possibly go up, never go down, but it can possibly go up if there's a reset in place. So let's get to sort of the building blocks. A key thing to how to understand this product and how to explain it to clients is that we have to really separate the market value of this Class Plus, which will obviously fluctuate over time. And we also have the income base. The income base is a notional account that goes up over time that's used to eventually calculate your LWA or your payment. So it's very important to have that clear, to separate market value. It's going to fluctuate, obviously, and the income base. And the income base is the amount that's going to be used to calculate your future retirement income. So that's the notional account. Now, how does the income base grow? It grows two ways. It grows by a 4% income base bonus. So let's say a client opened up an account today with $100,000. $100,000 is their starting income base. At the end of the year, they're going to be eligible for their income-based bonus. It's simply 100,000 times 4% equals $4,000. So at the end of December, the client's income base will be $104,000. The market value could be who knows where. The market value could be 120, it could be 95. Unless they start taking income, it really doesn't matter what the market value is. What's important is the growth of that income base, because that's the amount that's used to calculate that future retirement income down the road. The income base also can grow if you throw extra money in. We'll calculate that. But again, that separation of the income base and the market value is really fundamental for you to understand how this works. So they're really two separate things, and our illustration system shows that very clearly. Sorry, let me go back one step a bit. Another way the income base can grow is through a triannual reset. So if 3 years go by and the market value is higher than that income base, then we'll reset it up. So that's what this chart shows. This is just a simple example of a $100,000 account. The green bars are the growth of the income base. That sort of slight blue bar there on top of the green bar is that income base bonus. So again, that goes up gradually every year. In year 3, you see that market value represented by the blue line is quite strong. So we're going to then reset that income base up to that market value amount. And then you continue on. You still get those bonuses in years 4, 5, and 6. 6, the market value has gone down a bit, but doesn't matter. The income base still goes up steadily. So again, this is a nice graphic representation of sort of how that income base grows over time. Again, two ways. It grows by the bonus you get at the end of every year. And secondly, every 3 years, you're eligible for a reset if the market value is above what we are at the income base. So that's a very important kind of distinction for you to understand sort of how it works. There obviously are fees involved with this, like all investments. The fees actually come out of the market value on an annual basis. So that's kind of the mechanics of how it works in the accumulation phase. The bonuses are available for a 20-year period. So for 20 years, we certainly have those bonuses available. In our previous versions, it was kind of as long as you're accumulating, you get the bonus. But in this version now, it's only a 20-year period, which you're eligible for the income-based bonus. Hence, we probably don't recommend this client who's probably in their 30s or maybe early 40s, because again, they don't have that 20 years to go till retirement. I see some questions in the chat, but let's leave those till the end, just so we could stay on track. So this is kind of the mechanics in the first half, in that accumulation phase, is that growth of the income base. Again, very separate from the market value represented by the blue line. And again, every year, assuming you don't take withdrawals, you get that bonus every year, and then possibility of a reset every third year. So in the second half, eventually you're going to start taking income from this. You can take it as early as age 55, or you can wait till age 80 or plus. The payout rate is guaranteed, and it will depend on obviously what age you start taking income. So let's say you go to age 68, and I'll have some examples at the end. Let's say you go to age 68, you've accumulated your income base through the bonuses and hopefully some resets. Whatever that number is at the end of the year, then that number multiplied by, in this example, 4.15%, that's then payable to you for life, guaranteed. So that's where we use the LWA, or lifetime withdrawal amount payout rate. Depends on what age you're at. Obviously, the longer you wait, the higher your payout is, and this is certainly guaranteed as well. Let me just step back here one sec a bit. When you're in that accumulation phase, the bonus is also not prorated. So what that means, we actually see a bigger inflow of business into this product as the year progresses. Because again, today's December 1st. If somebody opened an account today with $100,000, at the end of the year, their income base is going to be 104. So we don't prorate that bonus. You get the full bonus, even if the account is opened later on in the year. So again, as the year progresses, we see sort of an influx of flows into this product. So this is the payout rates. Again, for Class Plus, depends on the age, of course. I mentioned this already, is that in addition, you're not tied to the same lifetime withdrawal amount. Your income may possibly go up. It'll never go down, but it can possibly go up, because that we're going to still look at possible resets of that LWA if the market value certainly has gone up. And here's just a graphic representation of that income reset calculation. Again, certainly if the markets go up, and we've had over the years, many clients, kind of depends on when you purchase the product, because your timing has to be good. But certainly the past year or so, when the markets have been kind of down, we haven't seen a lot of resets. But certainly when markets are up, there's a possibility for that reset to occur. So there is some flexibility with this product. You can certainly control when you start receiving income. You can start receiving income as early as age 55. That lifetime income is a percentage a little bit lower, obviously, but you can start as early as age 55. You can also delay it up to age 80 if you want. And again, at age 65, the LWA is 4%. At 68 is 4.15, and it goes up incrementally. So the longer you wait, the more your payout's going to be. Kind of similar philosophy to delaying your CPP, is that if you wait longer, the payout will be stronger. And you can also kind of put this on hold for a while. So if you start taking income and then start working again, or want to delay it, you could trigger the retirement income privilege to stop taking income. For those years you don't take income, or then you're eligible for the bonus in that particular year. So That's so it just certainly has some flexibility. I think I mentioned earlier, but let me stress again, we pay out that bonus at the end of the year. That's assuming you haven't taken out any sort of withdrawals in this product. So we would not recommend, if a client has an emergency fund or needs some liquidity, that's where this product really isn't appropriate for liquidity purposes, because no withdrawals can be made for you to get your bonus at the end of the year. Okay, again, like I mentioned, there's several funds you can choose from. You can have many of our top funds are available for Class Plus. One of our strongest selling funds is the one to the left, the Empire Life Asset Allocation Fund. It's about 70% Canadian, 40%, 26% foreign. It's a nice mix of U.S. and Canadian equities, EFI products as well, fixed income. It's a nice sort of asset allocation fund. It's also managed sort of tactically, so the asset mix is adjusted on a regular basis. We also have a global version of that asset allocation fund, which has a higher non-Canadian component to it. The asset allocation fund on the left has a 4-star Morningstar ranking. You might have seen in your inboxes, we put out on a regular basis a little one-pager called Shining Stars, and it simply highlights which one of our funds are 4 or 5-star Morningstar funds. The asset allocation fund is a 4-star Morningstar fund, so that means it's done very well against its peer group. So not our full lineup isn't available for Class Plus. It's only about 15 or 16 funds that are available, but these two are some of them that are. Like I mentioned, the Global Asset Allocation Fund is also there. Again, if you want more of a global tilt to your investments. We also have various purchase fee options, including a no-load purchase fee options, has an upfront comp of 3.5% and trailer start in the 13th month, and a GIF bump up at after month 49. So I have some case studies sort of at the end of the presentation, but Graeme, I see there's some action in the Q&A. Should we maybe sort of shift gears a bit? Let me take a sip of water and maybe address some of the questions.
No problem. I've been taking care of some of them along the line. We've got a couple here. So the LWA is shown in presentation or RIF minimum if the account is a registered product. So I guess is a RIF minimum payment or not?
That's a good question. I'll actually address that near the end. This product works very well with RIFs, and I'll address that in about 4 or 5 slides.
I'll keep the audience waiting. They'll love it. Keep the audience waiting and love it. Build up that anticipation. Secondly, what happens if the client dies early? Can the leftover be given to the beneficiaries?
Yep, absolutely. There is a 75% death benefit guarantee on this. It used to be 100% in our previous versions, but our actuaries were more comfortable with a 75% death benefit guarantee. So the client will get the greater of market value or 75% death benefit guarantee, and that goes directly to the beneficiaries. This has all the benefits of seg funds that we're familiar with, death benefit guarantee, bypassing probate, potential for credit protection, all the features that you're very familiar with that seg funds have. This product also enjoys.
And really, I guess a quick comment. Well, we get lots of inquiries about annuities from people. Is this something that you would recommend as an alternative to annuity? Maybe something a bit more flexible.
Yeah, that's a good question, Graeme. There are some similarities with Class Plus and annuities. The big similarity is they both provide guaranteed income for life. I guess with this product, there is a little bit more flexibility. As you know, with annuities, once you give the insurance company the money, it's gone. The payment stream's there for you for life. with this product, there is a little bit more flexibility. There is also an opportunity for that income to possibly go up. And if the client really needed some liquidity, they could, they could redeem this and take some money out if they really wanted to. But that would kind of blow the whole thing up. So I would certainly recommend other sources, but it does have a little bit more flexibility and also has a potential for income to go up down the road.
Perfect. Last, I guess, before you go back to the action, we've had a number of inquiries about getting the slides at the end of the presentation. Is the deck going to be available for distribution?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and again, like I mentioned at the outset, if you want to dig a little bit deeper on this, maybe if you want to review the mechanics of how it works, just call your regular wholesaler or their inside wholesaler. Certainly they could help you. I know in the GTA, Raj Singh works closely with Ian. Raj knows this product inside out, and he can certainly help you if you have any follow-up questions. And at the end, I'll go through a couple of marketing pieces that we have as well to help you communicate that. Okay, before we get into the case studies, again, I like to use 2 words with this product that kind of summarizes it: certainty and predictability. There are still some GMWBs in the marketplace that have bonuses and they have payouts, but they're not guaranteed. They're linked to various factors. So ours is the last one that has those guaranteed bonus rates, and secondly, the guaranteed LWAs whenever you start taking income. So again, 2 words I like to use: certainty and predictability. Again, to give those clients that peace of mind, that sleep at night factor, that they don't have to worry about this portion of their portfolio. And again, like I mentioned at the outset as well, usually don't recommend that they put every nickel they have into this product. How much they would allocate probably would depend on other guaranteed income sources that they have. The fewer guaranteed income sources they have, maybe a higher percentage can go into this, but that's kind of the X factor. If a client has $500,000 in their retirement nest egg, I would firstly look at what potential income sources are guaranteed. Then you can put a proper allocation in place and maybe have another product to complement this one. Okay, let's look at a couple of case studies. There's kind of 2 general ones that I had. This is probably the most sort of traditional textbook one, kind of an income later clients. This lovely couple, how old are they, Graeme? They're not probably in their mid-50s. They look pretty happy. Retirement's coming, but they still want to grow some of their savings prior to retirement. And again, they're going to get that they're going to be insulated from market declines in that accumulation phase. And here's some sort of real numbers. So Sarah's 50 years old. She has $250 that she invests in Class Plus. She knows she's going to retire at age 65. So she's going to get that 4% annual income-based bonus every year. And that income base then grows from 250 to 537 at age 65. Then her LWA is going to be that 537 times 4%, which comes to 21,000 and change. And again, your wholesaler, your inside wholesaler can run illustrations on these with different assumptions. But this is kind of a textbook kind of scenario. Somebody in their early mid 50s, retirement's around the corner. They put a portion of their nest egg into this, and it grows nice and steadily, nice and predictably until they retire. We see some of these occasionally as well. This gentleman, Richard, he's 65, and he wants to take money right now. Like he doesn't want to wait. So again, he chooses the LWA option at age 65. So he's going to get $16K annually. That could go up if the LWA increases due to the reset, but we know it's never going to go down. It's never go. So this is kind of his foundation. This is his guaranteed for life foundation of his retirement plan. So we get a few of these, but more commonly are the ones where a client accumulates for a while and then takes income whenever they feel that are necessary. Again, let me circle back that bonus period is 20 years. So if clients are allowed bonuses of 4% for 20 years. And there's also kind of a semi-retired scenario. This is again where you can take that vacation. If somebody retires early, then goes back to work, they can sort of pause this product and still get the bonuses for a certain period of time that kind of reignite it again later on. That's kind of what this one is, a semi-retired scenario that you could sort of take a break for a while and then kind of circle back later on. Now, some additional benefits that this product has. Again, I've touched on most of these, is that regardless of how the markets perform in the accumulation phase, your income base is going to go up. You're going to get that income-based bonus every year, regardless of what's happening in the marketplace. And again, we always remember to separate market value and the income base. The market value is going to fluctuate over time. It's going to be down this year for sure, but a client's income base certainly is going to be going in the right direction because they're getting that 4% bonus every year. You know, we have those various funds to choose from. Empire also, if you're not familiar with us, we have a conservative sort of value style, investment management style that we use. We actually play really good defense in down markets. There's been some great recent commentary from our fund managers. And if you didn't notice, we actually have a new chief investment officer. My former boss, Paul Holba, is now the chief investment officer of Empire Life. So he oversees our internal fund managers. And certainly we have already seen a heightened level of communication from our fund managers, because Paul certainly knows that you as advisors need talking points. You need communication to help clients to weather the storm, get through this volatility that we're experiencing. So that's a quick side note. It's also tax efficient. When you start taking income, it's mostly return of capital and capital gains. And also, like I mentioned, this product also has all the traditional benefits that a normal seg fund has. You name a beneficiary, you receive the death benefit sort of automatically. There's no delays, there's privacy, you avoid probate estate fees. We actually, I think most companies have this, but we have a great tool that can help you show a client that you have an insurance investment and you have a non-insurance investment. What happens when you die? And with the non-insurance investment, you have probate fees, legal fees, accounting fees. You have inevitable delays. You have possible privacy issues, all sorts of things. And that on the other column, on the insurance side, that doesn't happen. So I think ask your clients who have been executors of estates. That I've been one for my father years ago. A pretty simple estate, but boy, it was a lot of work, and it took a lot of time. And certainly having some of his money in the seg fund made it a little bit easier. So all the estate planning benefits are still there. Now, good question, Graeme, you posed a while ago, or one of the advisors raised a question. This product works great with RIFs. So when it's time to RIF, again, you're going to be eligible for the LWA. We're going to pay the greater of the RIF minimum or the LWA, whichever is greater is going to be paid to the client. So it's a great way to position a RIF. So your RIF will never run out. So again, we're going to look at the RIF minimum. We're going to look at the LWA, whichever is higher than is payable to a client. So a great advantage for this product for RIFs as well. You know, the RIF minimum is based on market value. and that could fluctuate. And in any given year, if the LWA is higher than the RIF minimum, we'll pay the LWA to the client. So a great extra advantage with this product with RIFs. So I think that's the sort of the bulk of the presentation. Again, like we mentioned at the outset, this product I think really has a place in your client's retirement portfolio. Again, some of the key things to remember: certainty, predictability, guaranteed lifetime income. It's a great product. We actually just remembered something. We kind of don't talk about this too much anymore. We used to really promote Class Plus TFSAs, which we can still do. And if you think about it, what a strong marriage of two products and two concepts. As we know, with the TFSA, you put your money in it, grows tax sheltered, etc. With this product, you would have certainty in how it grows and guaranteed payments in retirement. Those payments in retirement with a TFSA Class Plus would be guaranteed for life. So a great marriage of the two products. Reason why we don't talk about it too much is the bonus thing is only available for 20 years. And so if a client keeps a TFSA for a longer time, then that bonus thing is not available. So still available, but in the right circumstances can be a powerful marriage of two clients. Here's some sort of marketing material that we have. We have all sorts of brochures, case studies. Like I mentioned, your inside wholesaler or outside wholesaler can run illustrations for you just to help you show how this product works. And again, I think for many Canadians, having that foundation of guaranteed income is very important, and Class Plus can provide that. So I believe that that concludes my formal presentation. Certainly, Graeme, if there are any additional questions, be happy to take them now. If not,
no, there's questions, Walter. I'm not letting you off that easy.
Oh no, okay.
Because you never wore a tie today to match mine, I'm going to keep you on the hot seat for a while longer.
I forgot how to do it up.
I'll make sure you get one in a suitable tartan. How does that sound? Just some commentary from my part of view. That last snippet that you brought up there about the TFSA, I did that myself actually. Yeah. I used the product, the Empire product instead of TFSA for myself. Yeah. And, you know, as a sales idea, like we're trying to help people give ideas to generate revenue. Yeah. So if advisors haven't spoken to their clients about a TFSA, there's $80,000, almost $90,000 of contribution room at this point in time. You know, from a partnership, there's $180,000 sale that's potentially could be done. And it's, you know, it's the best thing for a client. Maybe they have a regular pension plan already. The last thing they need is actually more income in retirement or taxable income in retirement. Here's something that complements that perfectly, right? So there's one part. Part two, you know, you mentioned the product's not prorated. So if you have clients that are in that phase right now that need to do this, if we do it now, they're going to get that proration, the full amount now, and in another 4% next year. So, like, I mean, there's 8% of value created out of nothing just for having the conversation, picking up the phone and actually bringing the idea out to people's minds. Market risk. We've had a long time running the markets where people have kind of forgotten what market risk actually was. The last year has reminded us all again of the market is a market. It's exactly that. It's a buying and selling marketplace, and it doesn't always go, the prices don't always go in the one direction. So, you know, your clients are getting bombarded by negative news and have been for the year. This is something that helps to calm that fear down again on the emotional side and move forward. So comments I had, love it. Certainty and predictability. If that's the two words that people take at this presentation, you don't need much more than that. If you put that at the top of your call list, certainty and prediction, then make the calls relative to the people that need those two things in their life. They can't go wrong. But let's get into the questions. So question here, could you talk about the MERs, please? What is a typical MER on the income for life compared to a regular seg fund? I guess what we're talking about here is what is the value, what is the cost of the value add, right?
Yeah, I don't have those right in front of me. They are slightly more than our regular seg funds. It depends on the fund, obviously, but I could certainly ask your wholesaler, or I can send them to Graeme and I can get them to you, but a little bit more than our normal seg funds, because obviously there's a few more bells and whistles on this product. So obviously there's a cost to that. So I can certainly get those to you. Don't have those in front of me, but get those to you certainly.
I mean, it comes down to it, like for the solution that this provides, the added cost is definitely worth it. I mean, for having that guarantee of having the guarantee, just having that guarantee of the amount never, the pension amount never going down, that's definitely worthwhile. We're not talking about, management style here or adding extra MERs and alpha or anything. This is like guaranteeing an income stream for people that really, really want it. So we'll get those numbers. Second question here: why can you only buy a maximum number of contracts for the same client?
Sorry, don't understand that. Is there a maximum number of contracts?
For the same client.
Huh.
Do you have let's look at a different way. Do you have a maximum deposit amount maybe per contract?
We do. It's 5 million.
Okay, well, maybe if that's a problem, then we can maybe have some private discussions offline about that one. Maybe the advisor that's sending that can maybe put a bit more context, and we'll take that one up, or send it directly to me, and I will get the answer.
Yeah, let me maybe the client, the reset happens with this contract on your contract date. So maybe the question was coming from the perspective of, and we've seen people do this, where if a client has a large amount to invest, they would open separate contracts throughout the year, just so they have different reset dates throughout the year. Kind of spreads out that risk a bit. So in case they're caught in a market downturn, then our anniversary date comes up and they're not going to get a reset. So we've seen some of that, where a client will open up several plans throughout the year. I would probably not recommend more than 2 or 3, because then it gets a little bit cumbersome, and my back office might be kicking and screaming. But but certainly that's one way to kind of mitigate that reset risk, is to open or just spread it over a year or two.
Okay, here's another good one. How are the guarantee fees actually charged? How does
they come out of the MERs?
Yep.
They come out of the MERs, and they're actually shown on the client statements as well. So it's all very transparent. And I think it's important that it comes out of market value, not the income base, because that income base is the key feature, and the key sort of metric in this, because that's the amount that's being used to calculate your future retirement income. So the fees come out of market value on a regular basis.
Okay. Is this product available for locked-in money?
It is. It is.
Okay, that's short and sweet. Here's another one. How would you differentiate between an immediate or deferred annuity versus 3.0? What would be the major?
I guess an immediate annuity, again, I think we touched on this a bit before. You're kind of locked in. You have that payment for life. It's never going to go up. It's going to stay the same rest of your life, and has zero liquidity. This one would have some liquidity. We don't recommend they do it, but I guess more liquidity possible with this product, and secondly, possibility of your income going up with the resets.
I guess it's a really decent product to have for family discussion, versus mom or dad dropping a bunch of money into the annuity, and that's it. Whereas if the kids are involved in discussion, then maybe it's something that can opens up an opportunity for more referrals. Let's put it that way, that this is a product that actually will benefit them if something does go wrong down the future, that there's going to be legacy amounts maybe inside the contract.
That's a good additional point, Graeme, is that with an annuity, let's say it's a lifetime annuity, 10-year guarantee period, client dies in year 12, contract's done. It's over. With this one, there'll still likely be a residual death benefit guarantee of some kind that's payable to the beneficiary.
Here's a great question. I love this. Can you transfer RIFs in from other institutions?
Yes, you can.
That's a positive message right there for you, Walter. You've done a fantastic job, obviously.
Yes, you can. You can. Now, I guess the caution with that, not caution, but heads up, is that if you transfer it for somebody else, that other institution has to pay out income to that client this year. But when it comes to us, we don't have to pay them anything because the RIF minimum is based on the balance on Jan 1. So we didn't have the money on Jan 1. So we don't have to pay them anything this year, but we have to pay them the bonus at the end of the year. So if your money's sitting at the bank, whatever, certainly you can transfer to us. The bank has to pay out the at least the minimum to the client for 2022. It comes to us. We don't have to pay anything in a RIF because there was no RIF balance on Jan 1. So then the client will get the bonus.
Okay. Here's another great question. Is this for single life only, or is it a joint life option?
Yeah, single life only.
Single life only. Okay, yeah. Single life only. So you just have to have 2 separate contracts then?
Yeah.
Yeah. And successor, we can get into all those designation stuff at the time. I'm getting some really good feedback here already. Empire Investment Back Office provides awesome service. I think that's something people really need to hear as well. The electronic platform, just making sure the ease of business, the workflow is complete. That's always good to hear.
Certainly, Empire is a mid-sized company. We try to really differentiate ourselves on the relationships that we have, with our distribution partners, with advisors. And that primarily is with the wholesaler and the inside wholesaler and the RVP, but also with our customer service team as well. We try to be as approachable as possible, and if there's a case that falls off the rails for whatever reason, just let us know and we'll escalate it. We don't have layers and layers of management bureaucracy. If something is awry, we could usually get somebody to look at it pretty quickly.
Okay, so another question just came in here. This is really putting you on the spot, and this is where the experience comes in. This is the stuff they don't teach in school. What would you say to somebody who wants to invest in a dividend-paying fund offered by a banks, typically 4% around that region, but has much lower MERs? What would you give advice as a wording to combat that?
I guess what comes to mind initially is that the bank's not going to offer a seg fund. So like most insurance companies have dividend seg funds that we do, everybody does. So and they're probably pretty similar to what they are at the bank. Let's face it, the Canadian marketplace for dividend paying companies, the universe isn't that big. So the composition of those funds is probably got a lot of overlap. So I guess what comes to mind is if you go with an insurance company, hopefully Empire, you have all the benefits of a seg fund, probably with a very similar composition of the fund.
I would back that up. I think when it comes to the cost, I think a lot of this depends on the client and the client's frame of mind, the age that the client's actually in. Yeah. The older demographic, we know the studies show that people want security. The types of wording that they need to hear in the communications are security, taking the emotion out of the decision, and really the risk transfer of the market risk from the client's shoulders to the insurance company's shoulders. Yeah. And I think that's probably the biggest thing here. And to the advisor's point, that the banks have done a great job with dividend paying stuff. We know dividend paying is a cornerstone of the investing world. But it's the client here. It's the risk on their shoulders. Can they sleep at night seeing a market drop in 25-30%? Their individual dividend fund might not drop anywhere near that, but that's what they're seeing out there. And I think when it comes to costs and MERs and so on, this is almost a secondary discussion to providing a solution to a client that may well be worried about future needs and the fact that we've put it in place there and it's guaranteed forever. I mean, that's if the client wants dividend risk, then it's very hard to go against that for the fee. But for the client that needs peace of mind, needs the security, they want to live in their house that they've lived in for the last 25, 30, 40 years without changing lifestyle, this is the kind of product that can help with that defined benefit pension that they're going to get each month amount of money. And I think that's something that we have to emphasize, that this is really the defined benefit plan for the client that doesn't have a defined benefit plan. Yep. That, when a client has that type of plan, they know what they're going to get. They've worked someplace for 40 years, they get their pension amount and they live off of that. That's what we're replacing with the client that doesn't have that. Or is this a client that needs, this is their fixed income component maybe. They've looked in the past, it's been all over the place and the last year has been crazy. All of a sudden, we can guarantee a fixed income amount per year, and and you can still have your dividend portfolio. You can still do what you want with your regular broker or whatever the bank, but just this is something that's going to give you that baseline in your lifestyle that's never going to change. So I could talk all day here, but
Graeme,
it looks like we have a special guest on the line
Graeme,
here.
it's Rob Papazzi with Empire Life as well. And I was just going to jump on and say almost verbatim what you just said in terms of that guaranteed, that sort of replacing the benefit, the DB plans. You're creating your own DB plan with this type of product. And it's such a wonderful augment to the other things. So if someone wants to invest in a dividend paying fund, they probably should still keep doing that. But the guaranteed, it's not guaranteed. It may be very solid, maybe a cornerstone, but it's not guaranteed. Mm-hmm. And if you've been around long enough, and some of us have been, those fluctuate. The beautiful part about sort of where we are with Class Plus is that guaranteed amount, which for some clients is exactly what they need. So I do want to say thank you. I've been listening attentively. Walter's done a great job, and your questions from your audience are very, very insightful. Obviously, lots of great talent out there in the audience. And so we're excited to be partnering with you and looking forward to doing more work with you in this space.
And Rob, and maybe if you want to let the audience know that your role at Empire Life.
Certainly. So about 3 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to take on the role of VP of National Distribution. So working closely with Walter and 2 other regional vice presidents, we have a team of account executives coast to coast who are there to support you and your colleagues and really help on both in the insurance side and on the investment side. We have experts in both fields and really help you do a better job for your clients. And Empire Life, as Walter said, we are a medium-sized company. We are very good at what we do. And some of the comments in the Q&A were also very complimentary, so we appreciate that. We work very hard. We want to make sure we earn your business, but also provide an outstanding level of service to maintain it so you look good with your clients as well. So excited to be working with you, Graeme, and the team, and looking forward to a long and successful partnership.
Perfect. And I'd like to thank, obviously, for Empire for joining us today. It's a pleasure seeing old friends, old colleagues as well, old colleagues. And I'd just like to thank everybody for coming on the participate today. We've had a really strong participation at this time of year. It's been a long year, and it's good to see the interest is still there. And utilize this kind of product. And as I keep telling the audiences I speak with, it's a solution to client problems. It might not be the solution with this client case, but it's a solution that you have in your toolkit. And when you see people, there's going to be certain things that they say or certain expressions they use, and this is just another another arrow that you can use in the bow. So thank you both for participating. Thank you to Empire. It's been a great year, and hopefully next year is going to be a much better one. So thanks to everybody on the call today, and we look forward to the next one. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Graeme.
Thank you.